Alrighty, welcome back. Here's refresher number 2 for Repet dives. So for a Repet dive, we need 4 items of information. Their Repet group designator, the time they reached surface from their first dive, the surface interval, meaning the time between when they got out of the water before and when they got into the water for their Repet dive, and of course the max depth of the Repet dive itself. Now, when we first start out, we are only going to have the first 2 pieces of information, that Repet group designator and their reach surface time. We are not going to have these 2 until they actually get their next dive started and finished. So, let's say for this first dive they had before the Repet, for the first dive they had a 35-foot max depth with a dive time of 60 minutes, right? That'll put us at Repet group Foxtrot. So we're going to go over here, add that in here. They are Repet group Foxtrot. And let's say for this example that they reached surface from their first dive at exactly 1300. All right, now let's say they reach surface at 1300 and 3 hours later they leave surface for their Repet dive at exactly 1600. So we have a 3-hour surface interval time. That's going to be what we put all the way up here. So they finish the rest of the dive, we run the chart like normal, and their max depth ends up being, let's say, 50 feet, right? 49 deepest depth plus 1 pneumo correction factor, so 50 feet, plus a bottom time of 60 minutes. All right. So we now have all the information that we need to go ahead and run their Repet table. So we're going to go to the Repet table over here, right? And we're going to find that first piece of information we had, their Repet group designation. That's going to be up here at the top, right here. Now, we're going to go to the right until we find what their surface interval was. Remember, the surface interval was 3 hours. So we're going to go into row F until we find a pair of times that contains 3 hours. So 2 hours and 38 minutes and 3 hours and 31 minutes. 3 hours falls right in the middle of this, so this is the column we want. So we're going to go down here and find the max depth of their Repet dive. Remember, that was 50 feet. So we're going to come down here to 50 feet, and we found it. Now, remember, it was the third column from the right over here was the one we wanted. And we want the line, the number that intersects between this column and this row. So we're going to go to this 50-foot row, go all the way to that third column from the right that we found before, and we get this, the number 23. That is the number of minutes of residual nitrogen time that you have left to add on to your Repet dive. So we now know our RNT is 23 minutes. So we're going to come back over here. Remember, do not add that 23 to your total bottom time. This stays the same. This does not move. What you're going to do is go over to the left, and you're going to go ahead and make a note, RNT equals 23 minutes. That way no one gets confused, the numbers don't get mixed up, and it's all good to go. Finally, the last step is to add our bottom time and our residual nitrogen time. 60 minutes plus 23 minutes equals 83 minutes. And we're going to use that to go ahead and plan our schedule. So we have a 50-foot table. All right, go back to the regular table. We have a 50-foot table, and that 60 plus 23 gave us 83 minutes. So 50 and then 83. That's going to round up to this 89 right here. So we're going to be on a 50/89 table schedule with a final Repet group of Lima. So we're going to go back over here. Going to add that schedule into their schedule box right here. And we're also going to come down here and add that Lima into the Repet group. And that's it. Fill out the rest of the chart like normal, and you are all done.